Miyamoto spent months in a room made of Lego blocks before a single level of Super Mario 64 was designed. The game had no enemies, worlds, or music. Just Mario running, jumping, and turning on grey shapes. The team created nearly 250 animations just for how Mario moved. Half the total development time was spent in that room. The courses, enemies, and everything players actually remember about the game were all built at the very end. Miyamoto's rule: get the fundamentals solid first. If running Mario around grey blocks isn't fun, no level design is going to fix it. That's Greybox prototyping. You build on primitives and test your core loop. Iteration is fast, feedback is honest, and when the loop holds up in grey boxes, you have a real foundation for progression and balance. But Greybox has two blind spots. First, you have no idea if anyone outside your team cares. A Greybox can't tell you if the game is marketable. So while you're testing the loop, you should also be asking, who is this for? What does the main character look like? And would that character stop someone mid-scroll? Can you describe the hook in one sentence that makes a stranger want to try it? If you can't answer those during Greybox, you're building something that plays well in a test room and dies the second it meets the market. Second, some games aren't driven by rules, they're driven by feel. In late 2009, Half Brick Studios had about 9 months of runway left. Luke Muscat, who was the lead designer, pulled together a team of 3 and started prototyping. The idea that stuck came from a late-night TV ad, a knife slicing fruit mid-air. The designer, Joe Gatling, built a flash prototype in 2 days. A fruit flies up, you swipe, it splits. No modes or progression, just the swipe. They showed it to friends and family, and nobody would hand the phone back. 6 weeks later, they shipped Fruit Ninja. Today, the game has 1 billion downloads. No Greybox would have caught that. The entire game was the feel of one gesture. The juice splash, the blade sound, the way 2 fruits split in one clean swipe. A Greybox of Fruit Ninja is tapping rectangles off a screen. Nobody's showing that to their friend. That's game feel prototyping. Build a minimal toy around one action and make it feel incredible. It validates the hook and the shareability instantly. But feel prototyping has its own costs. Each iteration takes longer when you're tuning screen shake and particle effects. And the bigger risk, the toy never grows into a game. A satisfying swipe with no reason to come back tomorrow is a tech demo, not a product. So you use both, in order. Do Greybox first. Prove that the loop works on primitives. Then pick one element and take it to the final quality. The main character and the primary verb. Don't touch anything else. That's what Miyamoto actually did. He Greyboxed the world and polished the movement. That Lego room had grey walls and the best-feeling character controller ever made. A prototype that loops but doesn't feel is a game nobody wants to play. A prototype that feels but doesn't loop is a game nobody comes back to. Build the loop first, then make one thing feel like magic.